So, as often happens whenever there's a Nintendo Direct, my game schedule continues to get more and more cramped, and the day itself gets kinda crazy. So, I understand that this is gonna go up on YouTube like a little smidge after the Nintendo Direct on today, February the
Fire
8th.
Emblem. Engage.
But the Direct just happened today, and I this came out. I'm fairly certain the stream that we did, was it last night? Was it 2 days ago? Everything's blurring together, but the most recent live stream that we did was Fire Emblem Engage. So I was planning on mixing things up and catching up on like some other games that we have around here. But then this new batch of DLC stuff released right after the Direct. This game released on what, January 20th? And it had like the day 1 DLC of Wave 1. And Wave 2 is like February 8th, and it's like, well, okay, that was pretty darn fast, and they revealed, like, what all of the coming Emblem characters are gonna be, which, 3 of them are added right now, and the other couple are a little bit later, and it turns out that the names that got data mined from the game for, like, upcoming emblems was actually exactly who it would be there. So, in this version update, we now have added to the game Hector, Soren, and Camilla. Like, I suppose Hector makes a decent bit of sense. It's funny that, like, the actual quote-unquote main character, I guess you could say, of Fire Emblem Blazing Sword isn't in the game, but like the 2 other most important characters are in the game. It's kind of like in Smash 4 when the actual main character of Chrom wasn't included in the game, but the other 2 main characters of Lucina and Robin were included in the game. It's like this, except Lyn and Hector are not Ellawood, though I guess Ellawood sort of has like some representation because like Roy's his son. I don't know. However you want to look at that. But yeah, Hector's a fan favorite, so it makes sense for him to be in there, but I still find it really funny that the actual most main character, arguably, isn't in there. Soren's an interesting choice, and Camilla, I feel like we all know, is included just for 2 big reasons. Like, the most standard character they could have added from Fates, with, Korn already being in the game. The most go-to standard character they could have included next from Fates would have been Azura, like the character of second most importance. Nah, Camilla. It makes perfect sense. But they will each join your group when their respective divine paralogs have been cleared. Expansion pass bonus 2 has been added. If you have purchased the expansion pass, you will receive some materials, weapons, and skill books. New accessories have been added to the boutique. These include the spirit set, spirit mask, spirit ears, dog ears, bunny ears, and fox ears. Free content. Recreation spots have been added to the thumbnail. Use them to increase support points among allies. Okay, that might help me in Maddening here. Might just. Considering, my experience is limited and stuff here. Maybe it's not limited now that we know there's skirmishes, but like, it's the skirmishes aren't exactly easy. But yeah, you honestly would have preferred Azura, but you'll take Camilla. Yeah, I would have preferred I definitely would have preferred Azura myself as well there. Like, base class level 16, I'm probably strong enough to take it on at this point, but it's still a little bit sketchers. So let's have a little bit of a look-see down here at the DLC area. At what's going on here. So this just dropped today, and from what I've heard thus far, it sounds like they're kind of difficult, and that I might not be able to take them on yet, but let's see the recommended level. So a lot of these are available now. Divine Paralog Magma Cavern. A bracelet has been sighted in a cavern of molten lava. It doesn't actually say how difficult it should be. Duration about 25 turns. So I wonder if it scales based off of your current level there, rather than having like a set thing, because you could install the DLC content at whatever point. So maybe it just scales based off of your current level, and I can do them at this point? I think it's scaled, huh? So this one isn't available yet, right? Yeah, this content's not available right now, so there's still more stuff coming. And then over here we have Divine Paralog Berserker's Hollow. Yeah, it would make sense there. Bracelet has been sighted in a dank cave filled with miasma, about 15 turns. Here we have another mystery one. Camilla first. Is that one a good go-to one to secure there? Bracelet has been sighted in a sunken underground. Oh, this is the Camilla one. This, I already know. That's a Fates map right there. I remember playing that map in our Fates playthrough. I remember doing that. And, I remember losing my mind in that map the first time that I played Lunatic Classic Birthright. And, really struggling with it. But then, subsequent times, the second time that I beat Lunatic Classic Birthright, it wasn't that bad. And then the third time, aka the playthrough on this channel, wasn't too bad. It still pulled some BS out of there. So if this is gonna be handled the exact same as that equivalent map from Fates, pain and Fate's PTSD here. Something that we've done earlier on this channel there. But yeah, she has stuff good for Hector's. Oh. Help get through that then. Interesting. I do want to have a quick look at the Somniali's recreation bits. And I want to address some things that we discussed during the Direct. I realize that my Direct discussions aren't going to be included in the Fire Emblem Engage playlist. So, you know, just in case for anyone tuning into, like, the Fire Emblem Engage playlist that didn't see, you know, everything that got revealed with the Nintendo Direct, apart from this DLC, evidently, as we just showed it here. There's a little bit of stuff to talk about in terms of the Fire Emblem situation on the channel. So, Expansion Pass bonus to receive Novice Book, Adept Book, Expert Book. I can show the numbers of them. Silver Sword, Silver Lance, Silver Axe. I'll take the silver things. And like the War Funds and stuff. Bond Fragment, Silver Ingot. Yeah, that would help me out a lot. You know, maybe I'll hold off on using it for now just because I can, you know, beat Maddening for now without it. And that's what we've been going at it thus far with. So it looks like the recreation spots are by the orchard, in front of the training grounds, and by the pool. So can we do swimming? We'll try that out in a hot second here. First, I want to talk about the, actually, first I want to change the music, I think. And I gotta adjust the volume, because we were just playing the Octopath Traveler 2 demo, and the audio of that game was kind of weird, so I have to adjust this up, because it seems pretty quiet. There we go. This is a better volume, right? Now I can actually hear the video game. It's nice being able to hear the video game. How about this? Something a smidge different here. Look at Sami there. Anyway, so as we're listening to this here, do I still have those tabs open? I didn't close out of the browser as we were going through the stuff with the Direct, did I? No, I didn't. I did not. We still good here. So, if I turn on display capture for a hot second, there was a lot of things that were announced during this Direct. I also don't like the new YouTube layout where it shows like 3 videos at a time. So whatever. So we start playing the demo, there's stuff with Tears of the Kingdom coming up. The thing that pertains to Fire Emblem, apart from, like, the DLC thingamabob, they really don't have a... Wait, if I refresh it, do they add a thingamabob for it? Because there's more things now. Yeah, there's the expansion pass, so here's, like, the new thingamabobs that we can potentially showcase here shortly. What is this? So I guess they're adding GoldenEye, but what does this add, though, is what I mean. They announced some very interesting things. I'm also quite intrigued about the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC. But the thing that pertains to Fire Emblem on this channel is they announced the whole Game Boy Advance thingamabob, where it's like, yeah, Game Boy's gonna be a new base thing for Switch Online, but Game Boy Advance, yeah, that's gonna be going under the label of, like, the expansion pass, the additional service there. And one of the games that is announced for that is, as it comes up here shortly, is my first Fire Emblem, Blazing Sword, right there. Now, because this is under the label of the expansion pass, this might put me in a little bit of a tricky situation. Because, you see, when Nintendo 64 Online expansion pass was first announced, we ended up doing this Paper Mario playthrough. And the reason why we did that was because, like, Paper Mario wasn't available right at launch for the N64 expansion pass thingamabob. It would be added sometime later. But I knew that if I was playing Paper Mario Emulate, it was one of those games that was on my list of, like, I'm gonna play this on the channel one day. The day will come. Because it was gonna be made available on the Switch, if the Nintendo ninjas caught wind that I was emulating it, getting it through not the standard means, rather than shelling out for their expansion pass services, doing these other things, like, if I was just playing completely on my own, they probably wouldn't care. But as a content creator here, and as the channel continues to grow, it is possible that they might take issue with that. So, I moved the the time that we were going to do the Paper Mario playthrough from one day, eventually we'll start it, to we're doing it right now. We're getting through this game before it releases on, like, N64 expansion thingamabob. And we did that. We got through it. I think it released in, like, December or something like that of the year. We managed to beat it before that point. So in case any Nintendo ninjas are like, what? You did an emulated playthrough of Paper Mario? I'll be like, you didn't, you know, create any other way for me to get it. Because here in Canada, I have a Switch family group to, you know, help diminish the costs of Nintendo's online services a little bit. So I have this group with 7 other people, and we just split the costs each year. And the cost of a family group here in Canada is $100. And, you know, I don't think anyone else in this group is interested in any of the, you know, stuff with the expansion pass. So, you know, that's stuff that I'd be mostly putting forward myself, you know. And I really don't want to pay $100 to play games that are like 20 plus years old. You know, I'd rather not do that. So, the fact that they've now announced... Oh, that's a different part of the Direct there. Where did I was browsing through a whole bunch of tabs here. Here, my goodness. The fact that this has now been announced under games to be added in the future makes me feel like, maybe that should be moved from one day to really, really soon after all. Also, there's our man Hector that just got added and stuff into this video game right here. There he is. And then Roy's dear old Pops right there, good old Ellawood. And then that makes me wonder, what does this do to the Fire Emblem situation? Do I do Blazing Sword next after... Also, it shows just Fire Emblem, not Blazing Sword, because, fun fact, this was the first international Fire Emblem. So, this was the first Fire Emblem title the rest of the world had seen, so it was just called Fire Emblem, rather than having Blazing Sword under it. But, you know, it's the 7th game in the series. But anyway, what does that do to the schedule here? Because we did Fate's Birthright in 2021. I really wanted to do Conquest in 2022. And now it's already 2023, and it's like, okay, well, it's gonna be 2023 then. And now there's this situation, and it's, oh, gosh dang it. And it's like, ah! Incidentally, believe all 4 of those announced games are on the Wii U Virtual Console. And the Wii U Virtual Console is about to be like, or like the Wii U eShop is about to be taken down in like, what, a month here or something like that? Pretty darn soon here. Boy. We're gonna very soon refuse to sell you it in any other way, and then it's under a service exclusively that people with family groups like that Harmonia guy would only be able to get by paying $100 for, even if there's only one game that he wants to play, and even with that insane price, we'll never truly own it, we'll basically just be renting it. I hate it so much. So, you know, I don't know how much of a risk there really is legally for, you know, playing it in other ways there. Oh yeah, and that is a good point there. I'm still under Octopath Traveler 2. I appreciate the heads up there. Whoops. Fire Emblem Engage, and I believe this is Stream 6. So put in the title, Maddening Classic, call it DLC Shenanigans. I forgot to do that, and then I believe this is Stream 6. Oops. Alright, fixed now. Anyway, I don't know how much of a legal risk there really is. It might just be like, there's a really, really tiny chance that, you know, something real bad happens there, but it's not too likely. It's not worth, you know, going out of my way to do something like this out of nowhere for. But part of me kind of likes opportunities to take a jab at Nintendo's awful business practices like this. Like, so even if I would have never gotten in trouble for playing Paper Mario like this sometime later down the line, this affords me the opportunity to have a title like doing this before Nintendo charged me $100. I like the opportunity to call out their just downright awful and distasteful business practices that I despise, you know? So, I'm not 100% decided on what the Fire Emblem situation is gonna be on the channel here, considering this just came up, like, earlier today. But I'm waiting between, like, 3 big options. One is continue with, like, the current plan of do Engage, then Fate's Conquest Limit to Classic, and then, like, Azure Gleam of 3 Hopes, and then see what happens from there, maybe Fate's Revelations, and then last route of 3 Hopes or something like that, and then move on to other things, like Echoes maybe from there. That's one option. Option 2 is just slap Blazing Sword into, like, the middle there of, like, do Engage, then Blazing Sword, then Conquest Limit to Classic, and then, like, 3 Hopes Maddening Classic of Azure Gleam. And then once we eventually, because of this, I'll probably end up doing them in the order of Fire Emblem 7 and then 6, because 7 is a prequel to 6. So even though gameplay-wise, this one should be a little bit better and improved, this would go, like, story-wise. So it would be the story of, you know, Roy's dad, and then if we did Fire Emblem 6 sometime after that, then it'd be the story of Roy, you know. It would go in timeline order, so even if we'd be doing the games out of order, it might make, you know, perfect sense they're doing it like that. Yeah, they will probably come out pretty slowly, so it might not be like a super big rush. Might not be. I think I only just barely finished this before it came out in online, because I think it was in December. But anyway, the last option is handling it like I have with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet / Coliseum lately. So after we did, I have to scroll through here a decent bit. This is all the Pokemon stuff on the channel, which started out with that university talk on Pokemon like forever ago. Still can't believe that was the thing I did. So if we scroll down here, there's Legends Arceus. Most of these playthroughs are just like one game all the way through to the end, and that's it. But with Scarlet and Violet, I did Scarlet all the way through to the end of the main game. So we did the finale, there's the end of the main game, and then here's some post-game stuff. We're doing some multiplayer stuff with that nerd there. And then we started Pokemon Coliseum. Like, I knew that with how crazy the game schedule is, I should have maybe waited a little bit. But I wanted some Pokemon Coliseum footage in the video essay of, you know, of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet here, to have a little bit more variety in some of my Pokemon footage when I'm just generically talking about, like, older games and stuff like that, you know? And to see what that's like. So even though I still had some post-game stuff to go, we did a session of Coliseum that went up to 9, then one more session of Scarlet and Violet, then another session of Coliseum, and I might just do, like, an alternating thing like this. So before we do any more Coliseum, I'll do another session of Scarlet and Violet as I slog through the post-game of that so I can unlock this stupid Academy Tournament thing, and then we'll do another session of Coliseum, and I think I'm about halfway through Coliseum. These aren't even published yet, is the case, which is why it says, like, 2 weeks ago, 6 hours ago, stuff like that. So I get to see them, but anyone else just shows it as, like, deleted video, I think, until they get published. That's the last option, is just do Blazing Sword alongside Engage, because Engage is gonna take me a little while anyway. I'm not completely decided on which of these 3 approaches I'm going to take. You know, between, do nothing, don't worry about it, and then just, you know, emulate it later, because what's the harm there? Because even if, in theory, like, some magical Nintendo wizard came to me and is like, aha, with my magical spell, I bestowed the expansion pass onto you completely for free. Even if I had the expansion pass, it just sucks to me knowing that I would never truly own the game, that I'm essentially just renting it, and that if I'm ever not paying for the expansion pass, that save data, yeah, good as gone. So, you know, no matter what, I would be emulating it on my computer, because I do not want to deal with this garbage, you know? But let's say if I did it, like, sometime far in the future, would that be the play here, or should I do one of these other plays? It's either sometime far in the future, after Engage, or alongside Engage. What is it the best idea to take some of the spotlight away from Engage, considering it's, like, the new hip trending thing as, like, a new release? Is it worthwhile to call out Nintendo's awful business practices? I don't know. But Blazing Sword shouldn't be as long as something Engage. We've not played Coliseum since being Takimi, should be about 2/5 of the way through the game. Okay, so, like, a decent pace. So at least Coliseum's not a super long game there. And similarly, like, Blazing Sword should not be a super long game itself either. It's got, like, 25-ish chapters. It's been a long time since I played Blazing Sword, so I wouldn't know for sure. Got, like, 8 or 9 chapters of prologue, and then, you know, main story for the whole rest of that. And considering it doesn't have anything like the Somniel side activities, all this other stuff, does technically have some paralogs, but very brief kind of things, and there's no world map or anything like that. It's mostly just one chapter to another. Compared to something like Engage, this would not take super long. This would be maybe like a 30-some part series, you know? And we're already past that with Engage. Like, if I go to Studio here, and I just search up Engage, we are currently, there's 234 parts for Persona, by the way, that goes up until June 16th. Anyway, if I search up Engage here, I haven't set, like, thumbnails and descriptions and stuff for these ones, but this currently goes up to 36. So, like, in theory, if I did Blazing Sword, it might be shorter than the current length of Engage, which I guess would currently be 37, because this is 37 right now. So it might not be that bad. Also, something interesting, between the Octopath Traveler demo and this, I took a little bit of a supper break, because I haven't, you know, eaten much all day. Before that, it was just a bowl of cereal and a granola bar. And during that time, out of curiosity, I browsed a little bit through Twitter to see what people were saying about the Direct. And apparently, in the Japanese version of this trailer, when it was showing the Game Boy Advance games to be added in the future, one of the ones that it did show was Fire Emblem 6, which is lacking from here, which continues to never get an official English release. There's English patches and stuff for it, which, if we eventually play Fire Emblem 6 on the channel, we just use one of those English patches. But yeah, so it seems like while there might be some worry for Blazing Sword, Binding Blade, on the other hand, that thing's never getting an official English release, let's face it at this point. You know, I can worry about doing that whenever I feel like doing that. But we might actually do Blazing Sword a little bit earlier. I mean, maybe it'd be something that'd be added later. But, you know, if they're adding to the Game Boy Advance Online thingamabob, Binding Blade to the Japanese version but not the English version, I feel like it might not be coming, you know. You think if it was that, maybe they'd Nintendo nowadays likes to release things for like all areas a lot more than they did, you know, 10-15 years ago. So you'd think that they might just not reveal that for the Japanese version and then just release it all over the place when that's available. There's no way they're ever releasing any mainline Pokemon games. I very highly doubt that. They would have to incorporate like some sort of compatibility with Pokemon Home. There's a whole weird things with like, you know, your save data with that being part of a service as well, and I just don't see it happening. Besides, if they include classic Pokemon games, then they wouldn't be able to copy-paste the same games over and resell them at full price like Bugged Diamond and Shipped Pearly, you know? So I don't really see it happening with Pokemon. There was the Pokemon TCG thing revealed for the Game Boy thingamabob, but I don't think mainline games are ever happening, you know? Yeah, they, you doubt that they do that? What, the thing that I proposed there? Because I doubt that they would put up, like, mainline games on their, on that there. Because, like, were mainline Pokemon games ever available on the Virtual Console on, like, the 3DS or Wii U eShop? Can you look that up? Can you go to, like, Wii U eShop on, like, can you check it online? Maybe I can do Pokemon Home. Yeah, gotcha there. Okay, I don't know if you can... List of Wii games on the Wii U eShop. Can I look at, like, list of, say, Game Boy Advance games on the Wii U eShop? List of Game Boy Advanced games on Wii U eShop. Because I know that there's things like, you know, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. You know, list of Virtual Console games for the Wii U. Oh, let's look up Pokemon. There's Pokemon Snap. There's Pokemon Pinball. There's Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. There's the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games there. Pokemon Ranger, the 3 of those. And that's it. Yeah, I don't see them ever adding mainline Pokemon games. They didn't with the Virtual Console, and I doubt they'll do it with their, like, super scummy service on the Switch. You know, there was that. They did, that is a good point. They did also release, like, Gen 1 and 2 on the 3DS there. But still, like, never any Game Boy Advanced ones. It was never past Gen 2. It was just those ones specifically, and those ones did have home support. But yeah, anyway. So, I'm not completely decided yet on what we're gonna do, again, because this is something that only just came up today. But the Fire Emblem situation on the channel just got weird. So, you know, in the midst of Engage stuff here, it's not out of the question that we might start Blazing Sword in the near future. Maybe I would wrap up, like, some other obligations first. Like, maybe wrap up the last little smidges of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and then, you know, Coliseum, which shouldn't be a super-duper long game, before starting something like that. You know, maybe wrap up some of those other obligations first. But it is possible that we might start some Blazing Sword. Which, you know, I'm sure would make... Where is she? Where's the, there's Lynn. Would make Lynn here big, proud, and Hector after we recruit him. And hey, maybe it would make sense alongside the Engage playthrough anyway, since, you know, there's 2 representatives of Blazing Sword in this game anyway. I mean, 3 if you count Roy, though Roy only appears at the end of Blazing Sword as, like, a young kid playing with, with Lillian, I think her name is? Gosh dang it, why am I blanking on this? I can check it literally right here. Am I losing my mind? Lilina. What am I getting mixed up with? I'm just being big dumb today. To be fair, I've never played Binding Blade, so I don't know them as well off the top of my head. But yeah, so this game has 3 characters that do exist within Blazing Sword. Roy, Lynn, and Hector. So, like, it's probably not a half-bad game to do alongside Engage if it does come down to that, you know? So, we'll see. I'll figure it out. For now, we'll just keep on playing Engage for the next little while, but we'll see what happens, you know? With Virtual Console, Game Freak at least had a direct stake in reselling games on the eShop, but with NSO, Nintendo would need to share profits with an extra publisher if it include Game Freak games, but then Nintendo already does NSO profits with Sega, yeah. And, like, I wonder how they cut the profits there. Like, is it just, like, a direct set amount, or is it based off of, like, player usage of, like, those kinds of games there, anyway? But yeah, the Sword Duology, yeah, we could do something like that. And then play you know, Binding Blade sometime much later down the line to see how the story continues, which I don't actually know how it continues, because while I played Blazing Sword, I never played Binding Blade, so I would be going into that one blind, and that'd be pretty cool, actually. Look how much more war funds I have now. So wait, what are these new accessories in the thingamabob? Okay, expansion pass bonus 2 receives spirit set, spirit mask, dog ears. So what the heck are these things? What are these things here? I'm gonna adjust the volume slightly to about here-ish. So wait, would it be buying it or would it just be equipping it? Like, it must be changing, because I guess I must have it by default. I'm on Diamant here. I guess these are things that I have by default? Oh, is that as, like, Sami? Is the spirit onesie? What? Wait, what? Training wear? And then, yeah, these thingamabobs here is the case. The spirit mask, is it just Sami head? Fox ears, bunny ears, dog ears, spirit. What? Wait. Wait, here it is. Whoa, wait here. Wow. Okay. So there's an activity here now? We can actually do swimming? Or it's showing us the new thingamabobs here. Okay. You can now use recreation. Recreation, you can select 2 allies on the Somniel to spend some time relaxing at various locations. Okay. Score points between the allies you select may increase as they spend time together. You can do this once each at the pool, orchard, and stable between battles. But yeah, also, if we do include Blazing Sword in some way into the wacky shenanigans going on, I am so sorry to everyone that's been, like, eagerly awaiting the Conquest Lunatic Classic playthrough on this channel. I've been looking forward to it, too. I think Conquest Lunatic Classic is, like, my favorite Fire Emblem gameplay in the series, as I've played thus far. Maybe I'll change my mind once I've beaten this, but, you know, I love me some Conquest Lunatic Classic there. I really wanted to do it during 2022. It didn't happen because 3 Hopes released and threw a wrench into the works right after I finished the final route of 3 houses there, and then this year was Engage, and this situation going on with Blazing Sword, and it's like, so much pain! Really that Nintendo at least added Game Boy games to the expansion pack without adding another convoluted service, but now that unfortunately makes it even clearer to you that GameCube games are not ever going to be included, at least not for free. But yeah, it's crazy how they announced 2 things at once. Here's something for all the standard users, and here's something for just the expansion pass holders, Game Boy Advance games. So, allies to enjoy recreation? So, like, if I put in, say, Diamant, will it show, okay. Who does he want to support with here? How about Tamara, then, in that case? Start? Sure, let's see what happens here. So they, like, do laps together? Support up. Okay. Yeah, they just do some swimming. Diamant and Tamara's support increased. Okay. So, wait. Oh, and you could just select all of them from here. Use. So, yeah, it refreshes once per. Okay. So some more influences from things like 3 houses, where it's like you can do each of these, like, you know, each time you go through there. Can scroll between all locations in the one menu. That's cool. So who's gonna enjoy the orchard? How about Ivy and Alchrist then? Sure. Go enjoy the orchard. Conversation available. Yeah, that's handy. That'll help me grind supports and stuff. It'll help me get through this Maddening challenge here, you know? I mean, Alchrist support increased. And then finally, the stable. The ones enjoying that are gonna be... Yeah, how about another Lord main character there? And... yeah, and Fogado then, sure. Let's do the thingamabob. Incidentally, the original Super Smash Bros. Was never added to the Wii U Virtual Console or the Nintendo Switch Online, which is particularly unfortunate in light of the Wii U Virtual Console's 2018 shutdown, huh? Okay, so we have some new support conversation. Look at this thing. Oh, it's so wacky. Okay, so let's see these support conversations, I guess? You press... Wait, I assume that's a typo for something there. Recommended pairings for support. So it's just like those with like low support levels. I want it to be like ones that I, you know, I'm actively using anyway. Let's see some of these here.
Did you need something from me, Prince Alchrist? I see. You are pretending to ignore me.
I still refuse to forgive you. You know why. How else should I behave in the presence of someone who helped to murder my father?
I apologize for my part in your father's death.
You do?
I know an apology can't heal your wounds, or really achieve much at all, but we are now allies. I think it's important we find what common ground we can and meet each other halfway. That is why I'm taking this crucial first step. I am truly sorry about your father.
Princess Ivy, I used to fear your family and your country. I never dreamed we'd end up on the same side. Life is so unpredictable. It pushes us forward, ready or not. Holding on to past prejudices will only trip us up. From now on, I promise to do my best to find that common ground you mentioned.
Thank you. But you should know that staring is rude.
You're right. I apologize for being so careless. I won't let it happen again.
At least we're looking in the same direction. Perhaps better times lie ahead.
Wow, what random voice crack there. He was definitely not expecting her to be remorseful there. And okay, so the L button. What do you mean the costume's not so not Fire Emblem? I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see here. This support conversation.
Princess Saline, did you do something with your hair? It's looking even flowier than usual.
Oh yeah, there is one more thing to
Prince
note
Fogado.
about the direct now that I'm remembering Fogado.
The day I see you is a good one. Nothing, huh?
If I reacted to every bit of flattery that's spilt from your mouth, we'd be here all day.
Flattery, me, I wouldn't dream of it. Hey, I know. We should have tea together. You like tea, don't you?
Indeed I do.
Being royals of Solm and Firene, I think it's important we get to know each other. Talk about different values and whatnot. Could be beneficial for both of us.
Spoken like the prince of a nation obsessed with trade.
Nothing wrong with a little give and take.
Forgive me, but I must decline for now. The Firene's lifestyle is more pastoral. We lack your taste for intrigue and risk.
You make tea with me sound like some kind of big adventure.
Quite a dangerous one, yes. Good day, Prince Fogado.
And just like that, she's gone. Guess this'll take some doing. Then again, what did I expect? She is from Firene.
All right, well, yeah, this has reminded me of evil Fogado. So if I pull up the expansion pass trailer here that showcased, the new DLC emblems where it's like more emblems from more worlds. So the stuff that's releasing today is here's Hector, here's Soren, and then there's Camilla for reasons. And then Wave 3 is gonna be Chrom along with his friendo Robin, along with Veronica from Heroes. I can apparently summon allies and stuff. But then Wave 4, which is like the new DLC story. Fell Xenologue, you help out these fell dragons here, I guess. I guess fell dragons are marked with like red eyes, considering Vale, when she's all evil and stuff, has red eyes. Though when she's not evil, she has purple eyes, I think. Or whatever the heck is going on there. Look. It's that necklace. Yeah. You're helping the fell dragons fight evil Fogado? Look, like, there's no way in a Fire Emblem game they just have two characters have, like, the exact same necklace. They'd set their characters apart enough that, they wouldn't just reuse that asset. I refuse to believe it. Why is there... Why is there evil Fogado? Unless, like, I know I haven't beaten Engage yet. Like, I doubt that Fogado is gonna turn out to be evil in, like, the main game. My prediction here is that it's gonna be some sort of side story here where the 8 different lords, so like the 2 lords of each of the 4 nations around the world, turn evil. They fall victim to like some sort of curse and they come and fight you or something like that. And Fogado's like the first one or something like that. That's my prediction because that's his necklace. So, there's that. Oh yeah, and the fell dragons playable and stuff, of like these fell dragons at least, which, They're super similar to the super evil Fell Dragon there, Sombron and stuff. Unfortunately, we don't see them fighting evil Fogado. We see them fighting corrupted wolf out here that you can't really see right now. But why is there evil Fogado? Yeah, what? Anyway, so there's that. So yeah, I guess spoilers for what's to come left in Fire Emblem Engage. Fogado's gonna turn evil and betray us, and he's gonna go like super edgelord mode with like the black hoodie and like hood covering his eyes and stuff. Like, I can't do that because my hat's in the way. And gonna be fighting us because maybe he's fighting us because we're allying with Fell Dragons. I don't know. I'm just so confused, genuinely. I'm just genuinely so confused. So we shall see there. Because it's not like a Fire Emblem game to just reuse assets like that. That straight up is evil Fogado. But why? Okay, so maybe I go to the training yard for that other item over there. I'll take this off pretty soon. It spawns me here rather than the training yard when I select training yard? Really? Weird, man. How funny would it be if I wore this during like support conversations, if it would actually let me do that? I doubt that it would. Should I tinker around with some of the silver weapons that we got? Because I have like a whole bunch of silver now. That's the thing. Hi. I'd be a little bit disturbed if I were you. So, the engraved... Yeah, that's the emblem thingamabob there. That's what that is. The exchange is... Yeah, we got like 20 silver from the thingamabob. Yes, prepare. So, in terms of our unique thingamabobs here, I now have... I should have a silver sword as well, right? Yeah, I have that we got from the DLC thingamabob. So, my unique sword is... Where is my unique sword? Is it maxed out at +5, I guess? I guess so. So I can invest some more stuff into this now. This would take a lot of my silver if I did that. You know? But I can bring those up to at least +2, the hero's weapons. In fact, I think I will. Grants attack... Wait, what is this again? Grants attack +3 for 1 turn if user has 50% HP or less at the start of the turn. Attack -2 for 1 turn on adjacent foes at the start of player phase. Interesting there. Yeah, I'll bring them up to +2 at least. Because, yeah, silver is very valuable here. And then this will bring this up to 2, increasing its might here. Wait, yeah. That's up to 2. I thought it was up to 3 for a second there. Because the further levels, yeah. And Tomahawk doesn't upgrade into anything there. Yeah, it's just straight up more Tomahawk. Iron Great Axe could go into, I presume, Steel Great Axe, I would imagine. In terms of other unique things there, silver, you know, isn't unique per se. Like, it's not a completely unique weapon, but, you know, it's the highest strength base thingamabob, you know. Like, there's brave things later that you can wield if you have rank A, but, you know, rank B, this is the highest base thingamabob there and stuff. In short, silver is worth upgrading there. So, yeah, and it takes a couple for that there. I assume that this is brave, and that's a worm slayer or something? It's effective against dragons. What is that? Is it a... No. I don't yet have all the weapons listed out on, like, my spreadsheet. But... And these are... That's a rank B thing. This is a rank A thing. And yeah, the hit goes down a lot for both of these. So neither of them are necessarily, like, a raw upgrade. It's just, here's an alternative. But yeah, Sigurd also has Brave Lance as an engaged weapon. Yeah, there's that. There's some duplicate thingamabobs. Like, a lot of them have killer weapons as well. Is the case. But yeah, that goes down. I assume this is Brave. Like, lower damage, but you'd get to double and stuff like that, and higher weight. Following the streamer beat 'em ups, and he commented how the Metroid Prime Remaster being 50 CAD while the Skyward Sword port was $80 is probably due to Nintendo knowing that they could get away with overpricing a Zelda title in a way they cannot with a more niche franchise. Yeah, that honestly sounds about right. Right there. You know, the big IP of a Zelda there. And this is... What is this? I gotta look up the weapon list out of curiosity. Fire Emblem Engage all weapons. I've looked through this before, but it's not like I have it memorized. Fire Emblem fandom. Let's see here. So, in terms of swords that are here, A rank sword, yeah, that is what Brave looks like in this. It looks almost like a Looks almost like the Monado 3 from Xenoblade. That's what it almost looks like, except less evil. And then this is rank B and effective against dragons. So if I scroll through and find things that are rank B, it doesn't match that line of Steel Blade. Those are just all the engage weapons there, so it wouldn't be one of those. What would this be? Definitely not Steel Blade. Maybe it's probably Silver Blade, actually. Wait. No. No, it doesn't match the shape. Wait, what? What does this match the shape of? Oh, it does match the shape of Wormslayer. Yeah, it does. Wormslayer, rank B. A sword crafted specifically to fight dragons, effective dragon. Yeah, so it's just straight up a Wormslayer. So, yeah. There's brave weapons, which would be like the best default thing, but not everyone will be able to wield it since you need A or higher. So, you know, silver is worth upgrading here, you know. So let's make the silver sword +1. We got a silver of each of the base weapons, and you also came with one recently, which is really handy. So let's make that, because we can't go wrong with that. Another silver lance +1 here, and it increases its might by 2, which is nice, you know. And then, yeah, there's one that we got there. Oh, there's 2 that we got here, so we have 3 silver axes, actually. Okay. So maybe I'll upgrade 2 of them. I think I probably only have, like, a couple users of axes potentially here anyway. In terms of other spicier things here, of curiosity, is that upgrade into anything? No, that's just straight up the way that it is there. And killer weapons, yeah, are just straight up like that as well. So I could upgrade the tomahawk. Equivalently, I could upgrade the spear. Spear +1 just takes 1 silver there. I'm already digging into my new war funds that I've acquired here. Is the case. 4 silver for that. Yeah, let's just do a +1 for now then. For spear +1. And then, I don't think the Levin sword's gonna be too important here. Oh, this only takes like 30 iron. Not even any steel or anything. So sure, I'll upgrade it for funsies. It only takes silver up there and stuff. Oh, but I'm out of steel! Oh. Oh, man. I mean, I can always exchange and stuff. Huh. Okay. Okay.
I'll be here.
And I'll be in my fursuit. Okay. So, you can't wield axes until you promote. Is the case here. Wait, can I upgrade my tomes? Wait. I didn't even look at tomes there. I was just looking at my regular weapons. And stuff here. Because we have a silver thing here, too. I need some stuff. So I might actually do this. So, like...
I'll be
Whoops.
here.
No. Because, yeah, some things could be handy here, you know? So silver bow. Yeah. So let's get +1 there. Get a whole bunch of silver +1 thingamabobs. I do now have the funds to afford a, another longbow in the shop if I want it. More steel. And then things like Elfire. Yeah, I could do one thing there. And you currently have a ring equipped that boosts your fire skills. Which is pretty cool. Elfire is only C, so there's higher things there. So it might be worth saving some of my resources to invest into higher things. Like starting at least at B, you know? We do have silver here. Which means I can't go wrong with it. Screw it. I'm doing it. Find 20 weapons.
I'll be here.
Okay. So, with the power of these additional DLC funds, I can also invest some more into stuff over here, which would mean more opportunities for skirmishes around the world. We still have some chapters in Solm, and once we got Fiorne up to level 3, a skirmish appeared there. So, like, should I get another one here up to level 3 so it's possible for things to appear? Because it seems like things don't appear at level 2. As far as I can tell here. What's the point in, like, investing partway? Ah, screw it. We got these DLC funds. Oh! Brave Axe! Huh. Maybe I should have read the immediate rewards there. I guess I didn't read that. Huh. I'm gonna leave it for now. I'm not upgrading that Brave Axe. I do not have enough materials for that anymore. There's no way. And Brave, I believe, is going to need A. So, yeah, before being promoted, I don't think I'm going to have anyone pass B in axes here. Unfortunately. However, what we can do is that going to be more than this now? Yeah, decent smidge there. So hit 75, 90, 65. Maybe get rid of the killer one then. So yeah, this will be our hardest hitting thing then, at 18. Okay. Who else wants a silver weapon? Let's see here. So, this is 26 now that it's been upgraded a whole lot. 28, which is pretty close, but, you know, that'd be better given to someone else then, I think. Which means you have that unique thing. 31, which is pretty nice, you know? 32. It's pretty close, you know? I mean, if I compare these, actually, yeah, the hit rate goes down. It's like 1 point higher. So, like, our 2 sword users may as well hold on to that. We'll give the silver sword to someone else later, is what we'll do. No refined tomes at the moment. I did a really weird thing with my inventory at the end of the last battle, didn't I? Some of my units there, as we were passing the longbow over to the other side. I'm fairly certain there. Fogato is the only holder right now of the thingamabob. Of the silver bow +1. Let's fix things here really quickly. Like this. My crazy switcheroos I did. I'm taking back this longbow. Well, if you like this game, you wish money and XP farming was better, as Anna feels required if you want to take full advantage of everything. Yeah. And Anna hasn't even given me that much reward yet, because, like, she's only given me more funds if her luck goes off, which her luck is going up, especially with Tiki here, but it's still pretty low. I think I've only activated, like, Make a Killing once, but, you know, it's probably a good idea to be investing into her now, because she might help me get more funds in the future here, you know? So you have the silver bow +1. You already have a silver lance +1. Out of curiosity here, comparing this to that other silver lance +1 that we made, yeah, so that's 32. And the silver lance is just better in every way? Really? Than the unique thing? Huh. Interesting. Wait, what? No, 10. Wait, no, it's not then. The heck? It's not better. Oh, it's comparing it to the spear. Okay. Yeah. So, slightly hitting harder. But this is more attack there. Okay, I gotcha. I don't think that there's any Slayer that I'd want there. I mean, maybe that. Because I don't know how necessary the Silver Lance would be while we have the Heroes Thingamabob anyway, you know? Which means I don't know if I can give anyone else a silver weapon here right now before they promote. You know, once they promote, we'll be able to pass around some more silver weapons. And some of them are pretty close to being able to promote. I mean, could even promote several of them right now if I really wanted to. You know, but I want to get better use of those levels and stuff. Okay. Okay. If my magic stat was higher, I'd give my unit the 11 sword. But alas. Okay. Close the menu and just see this. Wait, is there new things here? Just new map there. Okay. Interesting. So, Camilla's map? To Divine Paralogs. Let's have a look-see here, because these would certainly help me out, you know? We'll see how challenging they end up being. So, yeah. This underground passage that looks strikingly familiar. You know, the one DLC paralog that we've done thus far of the Tiki one took me 3 hours, and it was such pain. But I was able to do it first try still. But, you know, there's that. Hello, ZJ Ranger. But yeah, how was the direct? Thoughts on the new releases? It's pretty nice. I'm looking forward to stuff. I streamed the whole direct there and, you know, discussing stuff out. So I'll probably get that published, like, tomorrow or something like that? Probably. That'll be my full thoughts. There are some things I really don't like the whole situation with, you know, their stupid expansion pass. I've always hated, like, Nintendo doing their games as a service thing for their classic games rather than actually offering you the opportunity to buy classic games. Like, just offer the opportunity to buy classic games, and I'll buy them. Like Metroid Prime Remastered, I'm buying that. You know, let me own these games. You know, is the case. So there's some stuff that I'm salty about, but overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Is the case, and I'm surprised that new stuff is out for this, and that's why we're streaming it already. I think our emblem rings are probably pretty good. Let's try Underground Passage. A bracelet has been sighted in a sunken underground ruin. Again, don't know why it's Camilla and not like Asura, but let's see what's going on here, and let's see if it's less painful, more painful, or equally painful to this map in Fates. Let's find out.